Ooh. I will exalt you. I will exalt you. I will exalt you. You are my God, my hiding place, my safe refuge, my treasure, Lord, you are my friend and king, anointed one, most holy, because you're with me, because you're with me, because you're with me, I will not fear. My hiding place, my safe refuge, my treasure, Lord, you are my friend and king, anointed one, most holy. Mm-hmm. 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 Hello guys, how are we doing? Hope we're good. It's good to have us in today's live stream, today's Trader Warzone session. And we're streaming today to from YouTube to Facebook and also streaming to X, perfect distribution. So you can share the live. Whoa. So a couple of days ago we started the Traders Warzone session training, and we couldn't go through everything, right? We couldn't finish everything. So we have to pick from where we stopped and then wrap up everything today. That's the reason for today's session. And we were dealing on challenges. It's crazy that I saw there were 19 responses. How am I seeing 20 now? 22. I guess I think some persons had to fill the form as well. Queensley James, well, how are you, Queensley? Hope you're good. Right? Hope you are good. That's congratulating you. Sifu, yeah. Second Sifu Wealth. How are you doing, Sifu? Hope you're good. Hope you are good. That's really second Sifu in the house. Hope you're good as well. Ian, Jeff, GM Shifu. Jeff, how are you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you are good. Jeff, why do I feel like you have gotten a wife or you're about to get a wife? Which of them? Zamira, good evening, Shifu. How are you doing, Mrs. Zamira? Hope you're good. Hope you're great as well. Hope you're fantastic. I'm supposed to hear you as well. That is for you, Miss Zamira. Hope you're great. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started today. So we started with last time with the person who talked about he had a challenge with POI, and I showed us on the screen what the POI means, and then we had the PSPs who talked about a lot of pressure to make money that that's resulted in them making many mistakes, right? And then we talked about the person who had a confusion concerning the automated trading bot, which has been resolved in the last session. Also very, very important as well. And I don't know why it seems like maybe that the bubble phone popped that up. The price of happiness just make money and make money. The truth is, out of 1,000 traders, out of 1,000, right? Only, let's say, out of 1,000 traders who decide to trade with pressure, right? Because they are under so much pressure, they just want to make a lot of money. Maybe they're in debt to something that's under so much. Out of 1,000 of this kind of traders, only 10 succeed. Only 10. Why is 10? The 10 is the number, right? Normally means 10. So let's say, when you say 10, that means only 0.1%. The remaining 9. The reasons why they won't succeed is one, not that they are finished out with just one. Some of them want to make profit. The profit they made will be big enough in your eyes, commensurate to the depth they are in. So, so that's why most times I always advise people as a trader to have like more than one small income. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a big income, but something that can take care of your basic necessities. Like, let's say somebody who had, let's say, uh, around someone said bad audio, might say bad. Can't you guys hear me clearly? Or it's just the person that has bad audio? Can the rest clearly? The person is bad. But back to what we were saying. So uh to under that, so it's always advisable, right? Having an uh organized income stream for yourself. It helps you not to trade under pressure. It helps you not to end up losing the money that you've got, right? It helps you to have like balanced. So it's very important, right? Very, very important. Someone said, please check your audio. It's not clear at all. Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay. Is it better now? Is it better? Is it better? Let me know if it's better now. Um, 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 oh. Let me know if it's better. If it's better. Is it better now? Audio is not doing us good. Oof. I have to change one more thing to be certain it. Okay. Okay. Someone said it's still cracking. So if it's cracking, then I think it shouldn't be the audio. If it's cracking, I don't think it's the audio. I think it's the network. I think it's the network if it's cracking. I think what you should do is if so I think I've reset it. Someone said it's better now. Okay, interesting. I think it's the network. So if you're having issues viewing and watching very well on what's it called on YouTube, so please go on Facebook. Philip just said they're connected live from Nigeria. It sounded good here on Facebook. So I think you should connect from Facebook if it's maybe Facebook is better. Facebook is better for you, right? Or check X, Facebook or X, any of them is better for you. So it's where's the other mic? I think the other mic is better than this one. And other mic is available. I will rotate both of them. I will rotate and switch both of them. So let's get back to what we have. I'll be rotating both of them. Rotate both of them. Moving for the sound. Okay, I'm going through the list again. So, I've forgotten where we stopped the last time. So let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I have to check. I have to check the group to see. Okay. So we went halfway. So we got 20. That means I looked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we stop at understanding segment fundamentals and entries. That's where we stopped at, right? That's where we stopped at. That's where we stopped at. That's perfect. Let's just check noise reduction. So, and there's actually no noise on my end, and what is it saying is fine. So I think, like I said, if YouTube is giving it should connect and wait for next get the next best wait, right? For you. So GM Kamnach, how are you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're great. Hope you're good and hope you're great. Hope you are doing well. Well. So we stopped at cycles, fundamentals, and entries. Understanding cycles, fundamentals, and entries. That was where we stopped at last week. So let's begin from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see how fast we can go through everything that we didn't touch. So another person said bad risk management. Bad risk management. Charity says the same thing. Connecting from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. The sound is good here. So I think it's perfect on Facebook. So I don't know why that. So I think, like I said, if you have any issues on YouTube, just go and connect with Facebook. Bad risk management. I've gone to zero 2 times cost of bad risks and over trading. I've gone to zero 2 times cost of bad risks and over trading. And then there's another second person says, I'm not able to confidently take trades on my own yet. What how to deal with risk, right? How to deal with risk is one thing that is dealt very well in the book, right? That you're making available. So the book we're 100% done with the trading book, and it's currently in the hands of the person who usually does the final draft and stuff and whatnot. And so we've picked the date as well for the launch. So the launch is going to be on the 28th of February. So I think by tomorrow or next, we're making a post as well, a countdown post, and probably it's going to be on the Saturday. 28th of February is on the Saturday, so we'll be launching on Saturday. And then yeah, some people said they wanted hard copies, so we're gonna make it available in a way whereby obviously the plan is just to make it an ebook so people can just have access to it and just download it. But for those who want hard copy, I think we're gonna make it's gonna be on Amazon and one of the platforms. So you can literally just go on Amazon and uh, provided since it's hard copy, it's gonna be print on demand. So you just place an order there and then it's gonna be like delivered to you, right? So I think the only thing it's those who are like simply super interested in hard copies, we have to like pay for the shipping cost and all that to get that. Other than that, it's gonna be available for everybody for free, right? And so a lot is I think there's one more thing that I just recently added to the book, which is I'm trying to customize it in a better way. It's a little bit of my trading journal. So I'm trying to see how to readjust the trading journal and whereby you can literally print it, right? You can just print it out and see how to copy it and use it for yourself, customize whatever you want. Copy it, anybody can start using it. helps organize your notes to be the best part. A lot of people they are struggle understanding how to do it. So that's gonna be there, and maybe they maybe need to just build a journal from scratch. But that's gonna just suffice for now. That's gonna suffice. So let me write this. Right. Okay. Okay. So with this being stated, how to deal with risks is gonna be in details in the book, right? But I want to give a very short, simple way that was going to help. A very, very short, simple way. If what's the amount of money you risk, let's say $1,000, great. Divide it by 5, right, and start trading with $200, and stick to that for at least 30 days. No matter how much profit you make, just stick to that. At the end of February, if it's graceful, you did so. Trading mentality is going to change. The trading confidence is going to improve. Trading psychology is going to improve. Your impatience is going to be dealt with. Another way you could say, let's say you trade $500. That's what you risk. Cut it by 5. Stick to $100. Just stick to $100. Stick to $100. Now, as I'm saying, a couple of people want to start doing it, but the problem is if you can be consistent with for 30 days, you would have achieved what we call a good market within 1 day. Because usually habits take 21 days for habits to live for 5 and 10. But be consistent with it because on 30 days max, you become good at it, it becomes part of you. So you'll be able to, you've been able to like conquer bad habits very, very easily. It's very important because it's there with a lot of us, a lot of us. You know that particular time, I mean, and this is a crazy thing, right? You could be risking, let's say you're risking $100, cut it by 5, 20, and consistent for the next 30 days. You would see that the reason why you see this at the end of the month, you're not making money out of trading, you're not making much. It's not because you're not risking much. It's actually because you're not risking consistently less. I repeat, the reason some people are not making money at the end of trading month is not because they are not trading much or risking much. It's because they're not risking less, consistently less. Now, consistently on a particular figure over again. Then the next month you can increase it. You increase it, you increase it. Every time you have a fixed amount that this is the fixed amount you're comfortable losing, divide it by 5. That way you become very, very emotionally detached. You know when you're trading demo, the way people just risk and trade on demo, that's how you feel. Automatically your money begins to feel like demo to you. It helps to balance your emotions very well. And that is for the person who is asking that question in terms of bad risk management. This is just the simple hack that I use that literally very, very, very much helped me. Very, very much helped me. And the second person that says, I am not able to confidently take trades on my own yet. This is what you want to do. Start with a small account. Start with a small account. That is how you grow. I mean, OFPQ is one of the best funded account opportunities out there right now. Very, very cheap. Very, very cheap, and it's so cheap. It's so cheap. You can go there, right? You can go to OFP and be there and get an account with $50. You can get an account in OFP and use that account to with $50. You don't need $1,000,000. You don't need $500,000. You just need to start. See, for everything that's happening right now, the internet has become so easy. So easy. I don't know how many of you saw the video where I talked about how many months when I started out in the internet, how it took me about 7 months to just make $5. And I posted the email here when I was arguing with the CEO that why are they going to pay me $5 for 7 months of activity? I was querying. So see the way some people now when they are being paid so they're being paid certain amount after so much effort in airdrops and so they start dragging the that email will just show you example how I used to get. Right? That's why I don't speak down on any of those things people do because understand the pain in putting so much effort and being rewarded less. I've been there myself. And but the internet has made it so much easier. Opportunities just boundless, endless. Anybody who is not really advancing now has themselves to blame. It's not about them. How much have you lost? How much have you this? Everybody here has lost. Billionaires lose millions to become billionaires. Elon Musk is about to become a trillionaire, right? Billionaires lose billions to become trillionaires. Billionaires lose millions to become billionaires. Millionaires lose six figures to become millionaires. Six-figure earners lose five figures to become six-figure earners. Five-figure earners lose four figures to earn. So whatever loss you have, don't see from a perspective of whether it's a loss to an investment, to be invested somewhere and it holds up or you think it's see it as a welcome badge to the higher club, to the next club. Everybody who you see they start talking about their losses. If you you just be quiet. You won't do for them. So in life you have two choices. Either you want to stick to your past or move forward with the future. Move forward with what's available now. If you fold your hands, I'm sticking to the past. Maybe you have somebody who is going to help you. Maybe you have somebody who's going to be a solution. But if you know that the only person you have is you, yourself, and I, and probably God by your side, then you have everything to stick up your ass and take action. Take action with opportunities. Plan around them and build. Some people you see that are trading $100,000 for their account, started with a $10,000 for their account, and they grow. They grow. One of the young boys, two of the young boys working with me, they sent me their result from I've forgotten how much accounts they ever used. A very small on the next account. And both of them consistently applying risk management have withdrawn. One of them has withdrawn over $10,000 from the account. That one has withdrawn over $20,000. Consistently, they showed me their report. I was blown away. I was really, really surprised. I'm like really, really proud of them. They are not even using a 100K account. They're not using a 100K account. I think it's one that is in a 50K account. They don't want a 50K account. So your problem is not capital. Your problem is discipline. Discipline. And you can only build discipline when you start. With everything, trading, investing, you grow. If you want to invest in stocks, for example, you don't start investing in stocks and carrying $1 million. No, you start somewhere. Just like we're talking about automated trading now. For example, I'm talking about Orum. You start Orum somewhere. There are people who you start with something. You don't have to start with $10 million. You start somewhere. You put your hand the same way in trading too. You want to get a funded account, you get somewhere. It's a 10K account, 20K account, 30K account. You get it and you start with it. Like I said, OFP make it very easy. PFP with even like $50, you can get a 50K account, which is insane. But that's the funny thing is, some people will not do it until they see you post it and 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 post it over again before they are going to now finally now. It still boils down to what I say in terms of motivation. That's one way you get to know that a man's time has come is that his eyes will open. And there's nothing you can do on earth to make a person's eyes open if their time has come. So you just keep sharing what you can for that 1 or 2 or 3 persons in the midst of 100 persons whose time has come. Maybe it is because of that person you're destined to, you're doing what you're doing. It's because of that, and even if it's just one person, even if it's just 2 persons, even if it's just 3 persons. If it's just one person, even if it's just 3 persons, then it is worth it, right? It is worth it. Because that one life change may change a full generation. It may change a family. It may change a destiny. And that is what matters. even with how much free opportunities that we are doing. People, it. Oh Jesus, man. Like someone sent me a message some days ago, and this is some weeks ago. So when we started the house about something that has to do with trading, right? And I was very confused. Why I was confused is, first of all, do you join the live streams I do? In this live streams I teach, I share tips, I share answers, I share explanations. Are you following the trades that, okay, let's say you're following, are you following the trades that are being shared? You're not doing any of this. Oh Jesus Christ. It's very interesting how human beings are. That's why you see some people, somebody was saying, some people, I saw a very cool post about somebody saying that, why don't Elon Musk just share all the wealth that he has? How can somebody has over $800 million worth of, is it $100 billion? He said, she just share it. Oh my goodness. Human beings are so interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's look at so the next thing here is so you have to start somewhere. L says OFA wants everybody to have it. Yes. Yes. Someone says sometimes I usually don't understand charts with plenty markets. I wouldn't know the entries or to even identify it by yourself. And now these are things um that are already been thought over time. I've thought how to reach that open again. But that aside, right, I wrote it down here how to reach that basic, because I promised that we'll start doing basic, right? Starting from basic, I'll be recording basic videos and post my videos. I just hope that the person who wrote this is even on this live stream, because I'm pretty sure that the person will not even be on this live. And I'm also pretty sure that the person will not even come back to even watch this live stream. And guess what? The person is going to now be in the community, and the person will never make money. And the person, let's just assume that the person is a religious person. The person will not be blaming whatever in the world they're blaming about their life, why they are not. Isn't that interesting? We are just the architect of our own. But like I said, we still create the basic features, we still make it effective, right? But these things are literally very, very simple. In terms of membership, and let me use Trader. Let's use BTC for example. So I have this trader in the Bitcoin as an entry. Now this is called the long and short two. The long and short two. So the if I click here, usually go to the left. Let's say let me do this. In the left hand side where you see twos indicators here, this is the short position two. Now what this short position, there are only three things that matter here. The first thing is this is the entry, this is the target, and this is the stop loss. If you look at the right hand of the screen, you will see it showing here 69,153. You see the red, the color showing red. The entry is an ash color, which is 56,403, and the green is the target. So once you get there, that's 1 RR. If you get here, this is 2 RR. That's for long, short two. As simple as that. For the long two, it is the opposite, right? If you look here, this is the red shows the stop loss, the ash shows the entry, and then the ash shows let's see. Now various traders have various colors with their long and short two based on their preference. But this is just the preference I like. I like using this for short and this for long. It helps to keep my charts more simple. And what is even funny is that I even try as much as possible to keep my chart as basic as I can. I try to remove a lot of things to make it very, very simple. So if you can't even understand mine, I wonder how you will understand most chat more way more complex than mine. So let's look at this. If you look here, if you look at what I'm looking at over here, you would see basically you will see basically two short positions. One here, one this is a 3 arrow, and this is a 9 arrow. 3 arrow and a 9 arrow. So if I hover around them like this, you can see it risk reward ratio 3.2 less 3 arrow. Yeah, 8.95 plus 9 arrow risk reward ratio. Once I hover around it, you should be able to see it. Now, when you look to the right hand of the screen, you will see here my entry is 81,000, stop loss 88,000, and another entry is at 94,000, stop loss 98, 0.78. But the thing, most times when I say copying to follow the one thing you want to do is know that these things are not so perfect. Because sometimes your mouse, my mouse, right, it just shake it. And, because I'm trying to like maybe just set it and then send it. Just readjust. I mean, by the time I post it, it's not the exact spot I expect it to be. So treat it as zone, right? Just readjust the end, maybe 2 feet or 3 points, same thing, just to be safe, right? And then once you set it, you are good to go. Really good to go. There's a CME gap around here. So if the gap is filled, you can get a continuation, one more downward. Or if you decide to do this, go down. So I literally treat it this way. This is the daily time frame. Daily time frame. So I'm posting the Bitcoin for the group. Another thing I want to do is I want to turn this off, right? Turn this off. I have to go to the daily picture, my stop. So I'm turning on the long two. Now you can see the long two is only, so if you look here, this 71,374 showing by the side is only showing the current price of Bitcoin. Here is showing the entries, stop loss 53 system, stop loss, and then target, right? It's about 5 arrow thereabouts. So if I post this now, you just simply know that okay, the long switch is the only one active. You look to the right hand side, you can see the price on here showing that okay, this means long. Simple as A, B, C, D. There is no I don't see any reason why anyone should be confused with this. Like I said, I'm still gonna do it. I will still do a dedicated video how to read chart, right? How to just really play the market. Just basically being able to understand. Once you understand the tools and trading view, you literally know how to interpret this market, right? But this is a simple way to just know the difference between buy and sell. I'm just show you practically with the recent the two entries I just dropped down Bitcoin for this week that we have been. Number two says whenever there's an updated chart and entry, I mostly don't understand what to do because most of the updates inform the entry. So to that, I think the problem is the person who is asking this is the person doesn't ask questions. If you're quiet and not saying anything, then it's foolishness to you, right? Because I mean, we have a community where the charts are open, or the chat is unlocked. The chat is open, meaning when an object is posted, you use a simple ask, I don't understand. Why I'm active, I would reply. If I'm not active, an admin would reply you as simple as that. What's hard to ask questions? Hmm, are you a dummy? Don't be a dummy, please. Just ask questions and you get answers. That is why that's why it's called ask questions. And ask questions. Ask and you shall receive, right? Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be opened. My challenge is consistent profit on forex. I believe I've attended that person. My challenge is consistent profit on forex. When I see this pattern, I recognize them, but not interpret it in a way that works, not interpret on a way that I can model it as my own personal strategy that works for me. Hmm. Having issues decoding when a chart looks bullish or bearish, making successful entries according to market direction. Tends to okay, these are two big stuff that I need to answer one everything for them. So, for the person who is able to see all these patterns, recognize this pattern, but he can't model it to develop his own personal strategy, that leads us to, let me write it here. So, out of this, that one of the things I'm doing here, and one of this is why this is good, this helps me decide the kind of videos I want to create for us. So I'm not just sitting down and thinking, okay, let me just create this video. It makes sense. It's like, no, I want it to be something that directly will solve the problem you're having. Just give this to it. So this means we're going to have a video that says how to develop your own trading strategy. You've heard people, most of traders, you see most traders who host classes, right? Day trading classes and all this stuff. It's like this person learns this person learns, and then finds it, the different model, gives the new name, and then personalizes it like their own strategy, right? So how do you get to develop yours based on every person what everybody's giving? Sometimes it looks similar, but there's something that differentiates the way this person played and this other person's played. Sometimes there's one thing, sometimes you see them having different bias using. So how do you develop your own strategy? I think I'm gonna create a video on that. So we've got a video on how to read chart, right? How to develop your own trading strategies, right? Um, then understanding market structure for the next person. Understanding market structure. The person who said having issues when coding when it tries to bearish market structure. Understanding market structure. So it's the beginner version of market structure with advanced. So I'm going to try to combine both when I do that. That's the third video now. Understanding market structure beginner and advanced. However, I'm going to give you a practical way you can start using it before the video is ready. Like maybe you can start applying now. Um, so technically, right, we all know the basic, or majority of us, we know the basic of let's say it's market structure that is bullish and bearish. So let's say this, we understand that this should be drawing it now. That this, let's say this is a higher high, higher low, higher high, low, higher high. So we say this is a bullish market structure, and then we've got this here that says lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. See, this is a bearish market structure, and then we've got something like this. Trying to make it look a bit more realistic. I mean, we have something like this. So when you look at this now is a ranging market, right? So we've got basically three kinds of market. We've got a bullish, um, we've got the bullish, right? So let me just type it here. We've got the bullish, and then we've got the bearish, and then we've got the ranging market. Ranging, right? So bullish, bearish, ranging. Three different kinds of market. Bullish, bearish, ranging. Now the question is, how do we get to how can we be able to master knowing this every time and not being confused, right? In terms of making student entry according to the market direction. These are the next questions I want. So let me add this. Let me write it down. Write this part down. So let me look at how interestingly careless I can be sometimes. Okay, I've seen it. Okay. So and well, understanding market structure and how to enter based based on market direction. These are like videos that are well dedicated videos that will be created. So now the thing is, this now boils down to human psychology, right? Our brains are trained to think and function in a particular way based on our experiences in life, how we've grown, what we've experienced. So this is why the moment you start seeing you want to buy a blue car, everywhere you go, you start seeing blue cars. Everywhere you go, you see blue cars. Everywhere you see. The reason why everywhere you go, you see blue cars is because your consciousness is being aligned to it. This is why sometimes when people teach about success, wealth, you're being taught to expose yourself to wealth, expose yourself to success, what you're not used to. Your mind begins to react. Just like people who relocate from countries, let's say African countries or Asian countries, you move to a first world country, right? You move to a first world country, you have what you call culture. The culture is what your mind is not used to. You can't wrap your head around why people do like this, why they think like this. That's the same way in trading. You have to train your mind and your brain to get used to a particular path for you to become constantly, for you to constantly seek it in a way that you can build bias around it and succeed around it. Now, and to do it, you don't have to put an unnecessary pressure on yourself because I don't want to use big grammatical words now that will not confuse you. I'm trying to use simple terms, just interpret this. There's a way our brain works, our brain learns, right? And it's like giving few doses of a thing, giving it taste, just like when you taste something for the first time. You're getting a few tastes every day before you know your brain starts becoming adjust to the smell or to how it tastes, and before you know you become used to it. Now that's the same way to in trading. So how do you train your brain to master markets? Very simple. Stick to the higher time frame and only go as low as your brain allows. Let me show you practically what that means. Stick to the higher time frame and only go as low as your brain allows. And repeat, stick to the high time frame and only go as low as your brain allows. So let me use GBP card. GBP card. Now, on GBP card, if we go to the weekly time frame, what do we see on the weekly time frame? We can see that this market is bullish. It's forming higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And now, for you to know that, how you know a low is valid? Another thing, you have to take note of this. A low is valid only when that low gets down to at least 50%, right? So from here to here, it gets to 50%, then you know that, okay, this low is valid. You look from here to here, from this low to this high, this retracement is up to 50%, then it's valid. Most any retracement you see, let's say you mark, I'm looking for a zone I'm going to mark that is valid now. Let me use this. This is a low, right? This high. This low gets to 50%, meaning that this low is valid. So if that low had not gotten to 50%, I would say it is not valid, right? I would say it is not valid. But it gets 50%. So let's say, assuming this low didn't get 50% of this Fibonacci, it means this low is not valid. Not valid. So that's one way you know valid low and invalid low, right? It's not just because it's a high. Let's start with these are like just basic markets for valid. Now, so we have higher highs, higher lows, valid low, right? Higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low. Now, this was the first entry zone from last day, November, December, so let's talk about this screen. Share the screen. Then this is another entry. This is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. When I saw that this low had created here, formed a new high, and that is value. That's that. Now this is on the weekly time frame. And it's very simple. Let's go on to 8. Now, if you look on the daily charts too, let's look from here. You see here higher high, higher low. So this is the next high because it's cleared this previous high here. Some people will say this is the high, but it's not because this is the last high, right? And now we can, so I said the valid low. You know a valid low if it is retracement. You know a valid low if the retracement is up to 50%, right, from the high. Now you know a valid high when it clears the previous high. These are basic market structure, not form value. Now, so this is the high. Because it cleared the high. So a valid high is the high that clears the previous high. Just like you can see on the charts I drew. Where is that chart? Coming. This is the chart we drew. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher. It's bullish. Lower low, lower high. So it's bearish. Right? So we share this map now. Now if you look at it here, and then automatically you know the market. Let's go to 4 hours. Now when you get to 4 hours, what happens? You start looking more confusing. Start looking a bit more confusing. But on the daily, once you've already been able to spot out the levels on the daily, it becomes easier for you. Very, very easier for you. Very, very easier for you. But even in the 4 hours, let's just use here now from November. This higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So let us look at this thing I got just now. So because we're using 4 hours, we're currently on 4 hours. Now because this high cleared this previous high, that means this high is valid. But how do we know this is a valid low? We use the Fibonacci from this low, right, to this point. So you see this is a valid low. And then price came back to this value. So I think we got an entry here. There was a trade I shared. This was an entry which moved about 2 arrow. before he came back to clear this valid low, this valid low, this valid low. So usually when trades like this happen that clears this valid low, you usually get something like this. A sweep of this, a sweep, a break above, retest, and continuation. So this here now, if someone wants to take a trade on this when the market's open, it could play out, right? The possibility that this could actually play out, continue like a buy up to like a arrow. I said because this is actually a valid low. This is valid low based on market structure. And now this is very easy to know. High, low, high, high, high. And then now let's go to the 2 hours. Now as we get to 2 hours, it shrinks more. We go to 1 hour, it shrinks more. Now this is the thing. By the time we get to 15 minutes, it could be confusing. Now when you look at it from 15 minutes, you're now confused. You don't even know what to do. This is why most times people teach, most teachers, right, trainers and traders, we teach you that when you're a beginner, it's best to start with a higher time frame, right? So you go down to as low as your mindset and mentality can carry and accommodate. So if it's only one, if the moment you start, let's say, and you check the daily, you understand it, the weekly, you understand it, 4 hours, you understand it, the 2 hours, you understand it, 1 hour, you understand it. The moment you feel like once you enter 30 minutes, you're confused, don't go there from the start. Stick to that 1 hour. Stick to that 1 hour. When you've traded with that 1 hour to the point that you've mastered it so much, what happened? Then you can now scale down to 30 minutes, to 15 minutes. And maybe by the time you're doing 30 to 50, you're understanding it better. Then when you every time you get to 15 minutes, 5 minutes, you're confused, you're lost. Don't go there. Stick to where you are. The difference between people who are so good in 1 minute to 3 minutes and you is not because they are, should I say, better traders than you. It's because their brains and their minds have been trained to see the fractals in 1 minute and 3 minutes than your own mind. And you take time to just train your mind to adjust and get at it. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The more you do it, the better you get. As simple as that, right? That is just the hack. There's no big secret around it. You just your mind. It's like your mind is expanding, right? It's expanding. It expands bit by bit, expands bit by bit, like that. Just like you're wearing an elastic. Our brains are elastic. Our brains, our minds are elastic, and there's no limit to the elasticity of our brain and how wide it can get or how big it can get. And so our brains are limitless. We just have to be the ones to train it to do what we want it to do, which involves a lot of things. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I said that this January, I just finished one book in February. Between the 1st of February and this is the 8th of February, I finished one book in February. In January, I finished 4 books. So today for this year already, I've already read 5 books, right? And I went on, I don't know if it was X, so I was scrolling on the X something, I can't recall what it was. When I opened or I think I opened my X up, and then a post popped up about somebody who said, I don't know how true it is, right? But he said that he just finished, he posted the video, right? And said he just finished about 8 to 9 books in January alone, right? In January alone. That's incredible. And I'm like, wow, see me, I'm happy I finished 4. This is 8 to 9. But at the same time, our schedules are different, right? The kind of responsibility I have may not be the kind of responsibility he has, right? I handle a lot of things, so I have to like track my timing, how I order. My whole day is ordered in terms of how the people I call, down to who I call, when I will call, when I'm available to make a call, the time spare time I have to gist and laugh. Everything is ordered. The leisure time I have in a day. So the time I dedicate to read books too, everything is ordered. The time I have to now dedicate to holding a live stream. So the same thing, what you see me trying to share, maybe sometimes at the start of the week, I'm sharing a timetable for the House of Virtual Network. That's the same way I'm sharing a timetable for my other business and business I'm attending to. So I've got like 6 timetables I use every week, and my whole everything is organized within that framework. And I see it's great time within that to still create for reading. So that's just how you adjust a lot of things. And there's a lot of things I still want to read, I want to know, why? Because I want to train my mind. Though there's so much our minds can do and become, in as much as we choose to stretch it. That's the same way for trading. That's the same way for trading. You just get better and you get no one. And okay, let me go to the next thing so I don't do only on that person. So I think I've been able to. So the second thing the person is making successful entries according to market direction. And now the basics of that, like I said, I'll do a video on that. But the simplest basics of that is based on what your understanding of this, it becomes very easy for you to make decision because once you're able to know the valid highs and lows on the time frame that your brain is used to, you just know where you should enter a trade. So let me look for the second trade idea that I have for us and use that as a practical case study. I think it should be this Euro GBP. Now let's look at Euro GBP. And I want to use this in practical to explain my thought process to you in real time. And how this been almost confused me. Because we're showing you practically now how to train your brain, right? How to train your mind to adjust to this. So this was last year. This was a trade I shared last year in the when we had only the forex network. This is a trade I gave the project last year. Had an entry here, so it's been buying, right? So we can say based on this is a weekly time frame. Based on a weekly time frame, if you go to the weekly time frame, you discover that Euro GBP is actually on a macro level. Let me even go to the monthly now. If you look on the monthly time frame, you will discover it's in a ranging market. This is the high, this is the low, this is the high, this is the low, this is the high, this is the low. So it's in a ranging market. It goes to the high, it comes back to the low, it goes to the high, it comes back to the low. This is the ranging market. So knowing that this was the ranging market from the month already, I knew that okay, once it gets to this would be a good point to buy. And then if we go down to weekly now start making it clear that inside this monthly range, this is a seller's trend, right? Selling, this is bearish. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Comes back into this low, into this zone. You now know that okay, this is where I should be looking out to buy. Whatever strategy you use, you want to apply. So no matter the strategy you use in trading, everything is built on market structure. Everything built on market structure. I was learning something the other day. I'll have to look for it. I'm not sure with that here. I want to really very amazing way to explain the difference in the market. I think the person said that the market trend shows shows you where the market is going, right? Market trend probably shows you where, I think so, and then the market structure shows you how it is going, where it is going, right? So knowing the trend is knowing where it's going, knowing that market structure is knowing how it is going, where it is going, and then knowing timing in price is knowing when it will start going where it's going. These are like the three fundamental hacks in terms of mastering the market. So every strategy that you're being taught is either falls into one of these categories. Somebody is either teaching you their trend strategy. Some people are teaching you their what's it called? Their market strategy. Or then there are those who are teaching you time and price, or people will teach you the balance of all three, right? The balance of all three. So if someone asks what do you think the ultimate strategy? I would say the ultimate strategy is having the balance of all three. If you have understanding balance of all three, you're good to go. So when I want to do the video on how to develop your strategy, I will on how to balance all three. Everything you're learning here. As you possibly point it out to you. Systematic. I think I'm going to do that on the video as great. But let's look at this in the daily. This is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower. You know that. So now Then you can now see this. I marked this as a trend line. One of the ways to know trend line is a very powerful strategy that it works very well as long as you're able to know use it from a macro time frame, a bigger time frame, right? So you can see here we have a proper breakout, a retest, and then it continued higher. This is daily. Now I want to bring it down to the 4 hours. But let me see show you something in the daily. So when I look at this, it's going. So let's assume that here now, this area here should be the target, right? Let's say it wants to clear out what you refer to as liquidity here. But it doesn't clear out all this liquidity. And usually price can actually start reversing from here and continue going down. That's where the confusion now comes in. Accurate synthesis and very strong confusion. So you now go to the 4 hours. So based on the 4 hours, you see where I took this trade. I had a setup here, but this was not trigger. Then trigger moved up. Then I don't know. This was September. Oh, this was last year. All these trades were last year. Last year. Three position. It gave three position last year. So because this trade had already triggered, I already know these zones are now what we call partial invalid zone. The only trade now, I don't know. I think I gave this. I don't know if I shared this in the group. So because this is January, I think this is one of the trades I shared in January. This buy, yeah, there were two trade opportunity here which I took and I closed them. I did 3 RR here, and I think 4 RR, 4 RR, yeah, 3 RR, no 3 RR, took twice this position. Initially, I actually thought I was going to continue buying, but however, when I saw that it's behaving funny, I saw that okay, maybe it's forming another lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And if you look at it, it looks like that one, right? It looks like here now it's just because already it's broken this trend line. It's from here high, goes high. So this is a low, right? And this was the previous high that has been cleared. And if this previous high has been cleared, remember I said, how do you know a valid low? We use the Fibonacci from here to here. And if you look here, 0.3 is stopped at 0.3, this replacement at 0.3, meaning it's not a valid low. Valid low is the one that gets into 0.5 minimum, right? And we check here, it's still around 0.3, it's still not a valid low. It's still not a valid low. So if you decide to come down, form of valid low, and continue higher based on market structure. Decide to come down then continue higher. That's using 4 hours now. And this is a high, this is a low, this is a high, but it's not valid. And now, if you decide to say, okay, you want to use here as a high, right? So from this low, this point, what do you now see? From this structural low to this structural point, you see that the price came to exactly 0.5 and it reacted from there. So you could say this now is a valid low from this low to this high. So let's go to the daily so we can look at this just mark. Let me remove this. Let me hide it. So give it less confusion. So if you use from here to here, this actually plays as valid valid low. So market structure, the more you do it, the more you get better. Then you see here this bearish stock. The close of the previous, let me go to 2 hours. It looked like it perfectly closed in out of it, like it break above it. It break above it, maybe test into it. So maybe it wants to buy here, or it wants to buy here. Now this is why you say trading is all probability. Now this is not based on so some people call this break and retest strategy, right? People say this is break and retest, say it's trend line, say it's this, say it's that. Now, the problem is not about, the problem is when you look at the end of the day, what matters is how well have you been able to, the best what it is top down, right? Top down analysis. Being able to like know that, okay, what is top down? Top down is basically being able to balance trend and structure together from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. And then, so if I'm using this, I could say, okay, this could be a valid low based on structure, right? And then now I'm not looking at points that has not been mitigated. If you look here, this is a level that has not been mitigated, came into that level. It came into that level. And this level is also a low that is not a valid low. In terms, when I say it's not a valid low, remember we stated we measured from here to here. So this is not a valid low. Why do we say it is not a valid low? The reason we say it's not a valid low, it is because it didn't give into 50%. From this, it didn't give you 50%. But regardless, it is still a low that hasn't been mitigated. So this is why you now see this sometimes and say, okay, this entry or this trade is not a high probability trade. Maybe it's a low probability trade. When there's some confusion, contradicting it is a low probability trade. But trading, everything about trading is all about probabilities, right? So you always take probabilities. And look at how it reacted so forcefully and broke the presumed trend line here, and it's given a retest. So you could buy from here. You could buy. So usually, what I do most times when I look at this kinds of trade, I use still two entries, right? In terms of, so the first entry, which is the one that this is like a 5 arrow, I use the normal my risk, which I've already taught us over and over again. And the one with the 3 arrow is the main risk entry and all that. So if you're a total beginner and whatever I'm saying is flying off your head, you'd have to rewatch this session. Obviously, the video is left on the YouTube, so you can always come back and watch it over and over to get a grasp of it. Like I said, I will still create the videos that I said I'm going to create in terms of how understanding market structure begins advancing and how to interface market direction. Because I'm trying to see just apply a lot of things together in short, right? That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to compile a lot of things together in short, so that I don't just say I'm going to without giving you some particular take home it right in the base information. I want to know if you guys are learning something tonight? Are you guys learning something? Are you guys getting something? Let me know. Let me know. I keep losing money trading. Somebody said I keep losing money trading. So I want to answer this person that said they keep losing money trading. I want to tell you two things, and I'm going to be very straight up, honest, and direct with you. Number one, there's a course on the House to Growth website called How University the institutional trading course. The course is free. Go and watch it. It's free. All the courses on the website are all free. Go and watch it. If you have an issue when you're creating your account or setting up or attending the course, let me know, right? Or let Debbie know. Most of you have Debbie's numbers. Reach out to Debbie. Talk to her. Tell her you have a relationship with Debbie. Or if you have my number, reach out to me. Tell me you have If you have Moses, just tell him. Moses is the city of house. Anything that's like about so the courses is free. The courses they are free. One watch that's the thing that we take the time to go through and learn, right? Prayerfully go through it. When I say prayerfully, so I just pray for understanding inside when you're watching. Let your eyes be open to what you see. Right? That's why I say start there. Go through the course. Learn. That's the first thing I want to say. And then a lot of these new basic things I'm going to be doing watch them, it's gonna help you. They, like I said, the trading book is going to be available for everybody. It's free and always when it's available, it's gonna be amazing. It will literally be a good help for a lot of people. A lot of people, especially because based on the feedback we got, I've added all the workbook section, added everything to the last bit of each chapter as well. So there's the practical, at the end of each chapter, there's a summary of the chapter and also like practical, like what you do at the end of each chapter. So I think it's going to help people come up with stuff. And so that's the first thing, learning, right? Different from the first thing, learning, learning. The second thing I want to say is we all lose money. All lose money. We all and losing money doesn't mean you're a bad trader. It only means you are active. Losing money is a sign of you are active. Doesn't mean you're a bad trader. But where the problem is where you're not losing consistently. When you're losing more than you're making, that's where it becomes a problem. If you're losing more than you're making, it becomes a problem. But normally we all lose money. But the thing is, you shouldn't be losing more than you are making. That's when it becomes a problem. If you are losing more than you're making, it becomes an issue and a problem. An issue or a problem, right? It becomes an issue or a problem. That's number one. Number two thing I'm gonna say to you, okay, I said that's number two. Number two is number three thing I'm gonna say to this person. Go and set a forum, right? Go and set up forum. Go and set up forum if you haven't do it. Set it up. Set up an account, right? If you haven't do it, set it up to an account and let it be earning you income while you are learning. While you're learning, let it be trading for you, generating for you. So anybody who set up forum from like 2 weeks ago, let's say with $1,000, by now you've made up to 5% or so or thereabout. You made about 5% already thereabout. The bots would have traded, by the time the months come to you, the bots would have traded 10%. So it's not like, so the pressure of you wanting to make money is not going to be there, right? You're learning and the AI stuff is trading for you automatically. Because it's funded and it's trading for you automatically. Automatically. The AI is trading for you, and that's going to be really helpful for you. Those of you who haven't, make sure you do so. If you haven't set it up. If it's what's it called? If it's what's it called now? I don't know why it's what's in my head. I mean, set it up. I'm trying to. If you haven't, like, create an account. If you haven't created an account, I think I'm posting the link now on Facebook. I want to post on this thing, create an account, and then gets funded, right? Gets funded, and let it be running for you. And just like while you are learning what you're learning, you're not paying anything to learn. You're not paying for it because it's free. So just everything, like I said, everything we're doing here is built to help. Everything we're doing, the apps are designed to just give you that head start and try to remind people. And that is why everything we're saying, being very careful before I come and decide to say, okay, I'm sharing an opportunity. I have done a lot of betting and all those bets put together to say, okay, this will be the positive bet for us, right? I think this is what you should do. Have that consistent income as well, so it helps you don't have pressure. You don't have necessary level of pressure. So if you're on Facebook or on X or what's it called, YouTube, you should see the link in the comment section and use the link and create an account for yourself, right? Have that running. So those are the three things, and I believe I've answered that person's question. So if you're also here and you can set up forum, please do. It's going to be a good I think we'll be launching the forum founders club very soon. We'll be launching that this week. But I haven't I'm yet to decide what's going to be the entry. It's not going to be for everybody, but people who are doing that share you something, see how to where some secrets I'm having to make sure you set up at least set up $1,500 value on right. I do that like today, so and you won't miss out then that's just just for 3 days and then it's gonna be closed for the next month or two. So if I want to have a great setup of I'm sure that this will I want to be bringing people to give testimony, right? So I want to focus on just a serious and generate so much results and have the share that session. That's one of the things. There are certain information which normally I should have just sell, right? Which I wouldn't sell. I wouldn't want to sell this information. I'll just give it to this person. Like you having access to a group and what you content and free just because you are taking the right action. So I just want to give, like I said, this is all about giving right attention to the right people, not just to naysayers, right? We're not paying anything for this thing. It's just helping you us. Let's make most of the opportunity that we have. Someone said the link to the chart of EG has not been shared to the group. I've shared it too. I've shared it. It's not. I've shared it now. Euro JP. Shared it. Just shared it to the check on the Telegram. Is there? The very low point. Mind blowing. Never knew that. Yes. So the reason why sometimes you see certain lows being taken this time, that's one of the reasons. Once you have now understanding in terms of market structure, in terms of being the valid low, it will help you to know, okay, this low is not necessarily like very valid, but I just have to risk less here and not over risk my money here. So if it's true, because this is the funny thing, even if the low is not valid, sometimes it holds, right? It holds, just like we're seeing the way it's reacted on EG. Oof, right? Oof. So those times now, what you one way I trade lows that are not valid is I don't set entry there. I wait to watch to see the reaction. This is what I just like what I'm doing practical on EG. So we saw the reaction on EG. So we saw the reaction on EG. Based on the reaction, I'm not saying okay, I'm gonna give you a request, I'm gonna try it up. But even at that, I'm still skeptical in terms of okay, this is gonna be a 50, right? I'm not too so I just have to, but obviously everything is about probabilities. It's what it is. So I'll just like pick my bet. And then usually if I want to add like some confidence on this thing, I have what we call it's the three-way drive inducement. So it's taught in harmonics, three-way drive inducement. Three-way drive inducement. So this is the first wave drive. And how you know the drive is valid is the level of retracement. So this is the second wave drive. So usually for this high, they look as long as it's also close to 50%, like you see here, then it means it's valid. Look, it's valid. There's almost, and that's why I say almost all the screws are intertwined with. Sometimes, of course, we learn strategies without learning the basics, and it's like tells the notes. But once you have those basics like sorted out, right, learned, you don't really have an issue at all. So you see this high and this, see it's above the 50%, so it's valid, right? And then the price came down. We call the third, what's it called now? The third way. So it's called the third way. Now, there's a way you use Fibonacci to use this things, right? But that and drawing all those ones like the complex. What I'm just doing is I'm just simplifying the process, right? When I learned this, and I am very happy to use this X pattern to start going. But I'm just all this at the end of the before that just drag on. Most important thing is from here, from this high to this low, and see that's above 50%. This is valid. So this means three-way drive is valid. And usually when you get a three-way inducement drive like this, the fourth is really good. So when I look at all these things, right? So if I say I want to add probability in terms of structure, trend is bullish. That's number one, right? Trend is bullish, number one. Number two, structure. This is not a valid low. However, I've got three-way drive inducement coming into this area that is unmitigated. And if I use from this low to this high, then this becomes a valid low. So this would hold. So that's the three feet. And then Then you now go down to strategy. So the first thing is um, where it is going, knowledge, right? The second thing you're looking at for its structure, how it is going there, which is important that. And the third thing is when it starts to happen, that is when strategy comes in. People use time and price strategy, so middle and strategy. So most times these three things, trend strategy, uh, trend trend structure strategy, trend structure strategy, or we call it trend structure time and price, right? Based on time and price, what we refer to strategy. So people use time and price, people use order flow, people use whatever. Sometimes what some people are trading with is just based on trend, or what they're trading with based on strategy, as based on on structure, and not necessarily on on the third thing, which is time and price. So having those today helps you like just have like very good balance in all these things, right? Uh, so I think I've also answered that. Somebody says to building my network. Recently, I was part of a fake AI copy trading company, and that is why amazing. Recently, I was part of a fake AI trading company, copy trading company. And this is something. It is just like when we talk about AI finance. AI finance it's just like the same way with crypto, right? Where it's by as crypto comes in, there will be a lot of fake. There's a lot. We know that there will be. There's a lot of fake cryptos every day. A lot of fake cryptos every day. A lot of fake shit coins and stuff and whatnot. That is the same way. There's going to be a lot of fake AI quote companies and stuff. And if you watch one of the videos I did at the earliest, I say there's a difference between algorithmic automation and AI finance. These are two different things. So there's a lot of people who are posing to be AI but finance in quotes, but they aren't AI finance. They are algorithmic automations. And those things, 99% of them are bound to fail. I did all that explanation. And so that's why a lot of things, if you listen to a lot of things I do, is based on knowledge, insight, understanding. There's no time I've ever come to say I know everything. But one thing is certain is that I keep on increasing in my knowledge every day, both in studying, paying for classes, paying for sessions, paying for meetings and stuff, and whatnot as well. And I think that day there was a time when I was holding this specific forum session. Somebody asked a very, very good question. A very, very good question. What makes forum different? And I highlighted the first point, the second point, the third point, the fourth point, the fifth point, the sixth point. I did a couple of points as well. These things are very, very easy, but like I said, it all boils down to the brain, the mind of the person, what you are adjusted to. A lot of people, especially Africans and people in let's say, a lot of people are their greed has blinded their mind to be more attracted to something that is overhyped. Something is overhyped, so yeah, it's their mind just. But when it comes to education, most people don't want education. That's when a lot of people fall for all those kinds of things, right? That's when people fall for all the kinds. But one thing I'm going to say is, as my experience then was so many years ago. So there's a lot of people here with me from network that was so many years back, and it's crazy. It's crazy. But I then made the decision that I'm going to approach this differently, and it's going to be based on value, value, giving value, giving value. And that's one thing. If you want to have a strong network, it should be based around giving value. Maybe like some people are listening to you, but just people, like I said, it's not about one person. One person. There are so many informations I've given out here that may have been forgotten in time, but watch down to 3 years down the line, a couple of years from now, just watch down. People will refer to it. In crypto today, GCRO is seen as a god. There are people who literally idolize GCRO a lot. And people are referring to a lot of things he said in the past. And it's even gone mute. That's the same thing that will happen to Shift Wealth. In time, a year or two, three down the line, as I'm already evolving and strategizing myself in this space, a lot of things, a lot of people start referring to, people say this, people say this, but all these things are out there. Predictions are given back to back on live stream. Out of every 10, at least 8 is extremely spot on and correct. And maybe it's only 20 persons that will be on that live. Maybe it's only 30 persons. I'm not bothered. Because if you have an understanding that you're doing something with a purpose for just one person, one life change, one life transformed, is what the whole world. Is what the whole world. It's like you're sowing seeds into time. There are so many persons out there who've benefited from me who would never tell me thank you, who will never say appreciate. It is fine as well. I'm not bothered. There will also be people too who will not like me, who hate me. It is fine as well. But you need to have that understanding about building value. I remember when I used to do it, because if you know part of my journey, part of my journey was in network marketing then. Then when I used to do health companies, I used to do health companies, product companies as well. I promoted about 2 or 3 health companies then, 2 specifically I can recall. I got like the ranking stage and all that put together, and I didn't get the reward. Something happened. I didn't even get the reward. This is physical companies now. We're not talking about this is a physical product company. I wasn't rewarded twice. And then when I got into crypto, then I think the first thing I was doing at that time was just kind of, this kind of when I got into crypto, that was the first thing I was thinking of. Okay, let me look for something like that within crypto as well. And then it fumbled, and then I knew that no, this is the wrong way to go about this. This is not the right way. I have to focus on building myself, giving value to people. If I can build myself and give value to people, I'm going to have more experience to know what is right and what is wrong. I won't gamble on these kinds of things anymore. So I made that decision way back from 2018, not to do gamble on all those kinds of things anymore. Everything I'm doing has to be within that industry. Because even then, when I was holding, when I was with one in 2018, they were doing all these sessions. You see some of the, even if you check my Facebook, you see some of these videos, I used to do some of these trainings and stuff. In one of those in 2018, I recommended 3 coins based on value, and those 3 coins changed people's life. Like it transformed the people who bought it. Because that was when I recommended the IC of Solana. I talked about the IC of Solana to come. IC of Solana. I talked about Chainlink. I talked about FTM. Right? About 3 coins that were peanuts then. The people who bought it transformed their life. Imagine from like 2019, 2020, 2021. Imagine the price they were and the price they get by 2021. Transformed the life very well. And have like very good relationship with this company. So we don't move forward in life looking backwards. You reevaluate yourself. And look forward. So I stopped doing what was wrong. I started giving value. Why building myself in value? And in that way, I grew to a point whereby but one thing in life you have to understand is that only when you begin genuinely doing a thing, you get more to understand it. That's just how it is. That is just how it is. Taking that right step in the right direction based on what you do. It's just like when you want to buy a car. When you want to buy a car, you have questions to ask yourself. Who is the team behind it? These are basic questions we all know. Who is the team behind this crypto? You want to buy a stock. Who is the team behind the company of this stock? What plan do they have? Are they going to do buyback? Are they going to do buyback so we can have 2x? When will team pump this coin? Team, when are you pumping this point, pump our back. Are they going to run away with our money? Are they reliable? What's the track record of these guys? What experience do they have for coming to this place? What are they building? What is their marketing plan? How are they going to promote this to benefit us? Because we ask ourselves all these things. That's the same way when with everything. It's just like the same basic rule of investing applies to everything. Stocks it applies to it. The same way, let's say we're using Allroom as a case study now. It's a company. The CEO is there, is Brian Benson, verifiable. You mark it, checklist. I recently posted a video about the next plan for the next 10 years they've got. You know what they are doing already, and I've done like other videos of what just got released. The checklist, activity that is going on, what has been done, the proof of work, what have been released, what you can see, the licenses they've already acquired. They have access to the digital bank and all that. What they've been doing, everything is out there. As this marks the checklist, this one check, okay, then this means I am Safu in terms of, okay, this is, I can now throw money here, I can now invest here, I can now do this here. These are just simple things. But like we always say, common sense is not common. Common sense is not common. If people, this nice, if people do this, yeah, just do this. You know why people want people to do this money? Is that they try to do it. There's somebody I asked the other day. There's a particular platform that was winning a lot last year, Solom or whatever they call it. I asked the person, I said, this Solom, what's the name of the founder? I went to just Google and typed the name of the founder. And when I looked at that, I just looked at something, what is called a paid customized PRO. It's not somebody that is verifiable or known in the world of crypto. Not even somebody that is this. Why would people go to trust such a person? The track record that is there is shady. It's not even verifiable. But why? Because somebody is able to just say that it's appealing to them. It's why this is why people lose money. And at the same time, you will not think, oh, all these things are the same. It's not all these things are the same. It's your brain, your coconut head is the same. You don't learn. You don't know. And and because of that, even when something that is better has a good prosperity of rewarding you is there, you wouldn't know when to take steps. You wouldn't know where to take steps. And in everything you're doing, when you take steps, have a plan. Have a plan, have an agenda, have a goal. That helps you. Above all, there's a saying that you say, now who give up, up. Because if you give up today, you fold hands. What will you tell your children? What will you tell your children? What will you tell those that you have responsibility over? You will tell them that because you make mistake before, you not decide you will not make another mistake. It's just like saying that because cars have accidents every day, because cars are having accidents, wouldn't you enter a car? In fact, some of you want to even buy a car of your own. But you know that cars do have accidents. Then why do you want to buy a car of your own? Planes do crash. But you want to fly the world, you want to move from one country to another. How are you sure that plane you're about to enter now is not going to crash? People sleep and they don't wake up the next morning. But tonight, after this session, you're still going to go to bed and sleep. Why are you so sure that if you go to bed right now, you wake up in the morning? That's how life is. Life is so risky that you can't get out of life alive. You've lost money in coins, so for the next coins, you will see gamble money inside. You will still buy it. Why are you buying? Because you know that people's life are being changed. That is how it is with everything. You want to have this mindset. Because your next breakthrough, your next level is on the other side of your stupid fear, of your myopic fear. That is it. Focus on you. Focus on whatever is that was, and then walk over it. That's how you advance, bro. I hope I'm speaking that very, very well. Okay, we've got 3 things before the end of the day. Thank God. We've got to work on my emotions. Working on my emotions will help me hold a trade. Working on my emotions will help me hold a trade that will be profitable, even if I am at loss. Understanding charts and what to make out of them is Okay, okay. So those are the last three. And based on that, right? Based on that, the book, like I said, I've stated that when we're launching the book, it's going to be out, so they're available to people and all that together. And then now we've written out three videos that is we are expecting. All our basic videos are going to be on the YouTube. When these videos are out, watch them to help you always learn something in them. So like a beginner video, how to read charts, how to do this, how to do that. So it's gonna be like a beginner series, right? For traders and stuff, so traders and stuff. Or this beginner series tailored to the transformation and stuff. So this week, I think on Tuesday, I don't know when. Let me check. So, I have to check. If you're not here in the house trading network, you can see the QR code on the screen. Just use your phone and scan the QR code. The QR code will take you to this place. So you can join us and make money with us and lose money with us. Okay, this week's activity is on Tuesday. We'll have the House of God onboarding session on Tuesday, 7 p.m. GMT plus 1. On Tuesday, the House of God onboarding session. So this onboarding session is where you get to in the onboarding session is where you get to understand what we do in the House of Battery Network, how you can be a part of it, to maximize it, how to copy the trades, how to understand the trades, what is our goal, what's our vision, what's our agenda, how you can benefit and make a lot of money with us in everything we are doing. Like, very important, if you've never been in any of these sessions, people are always doing like repeatedly because the more something is being said, the more your mind gets used to it, right? And it's good to join. And then only those who join get to fill this form. So Trader Warzone is built on that's their session. So in that session, people join that session are allowed to fill this form and go. So some people join the onboarding session repeatedly because maybe they've developed something that's confusing them in their trading life or their trading history for that week. It's something they've encountered that's like a block code, right? They can now fill that form and then we hold it through this Warzone. So I begin to go through each of the person's stuff form and then I begin to respond to it. So right now we had about 20 responses on the form the last time, and this is me like responding to those responses and those issues and attending to them one after the other. That's basically and what we just did today, right? And the funded accounts, we've got a link on the group, right? On the funded accounts that we have seen to be much more good. Uh, FTMO, there's a link. You have a link for FTMO. Click on it. You can create an account with that. Let me check for it so I repost it again. We don't have. FTMO just launched a one-step change, a one-step, which is actually huge. Like, it's really, really huge. So I think people should take advantage. Obviously, we know FTMO is like the number one, right? They're like the number one funded account in the world. They are the king of funded accounts. Every other funded platform is trying to catch up with them. So I think I posted about it. FTMO now offers the one-step challenge account. They are the oldest number one platform in the world. They are doing a discount promo. They take advantage of it. Just one step. You don't need to pass it twice. Just one step. And then there is we've got all the very, I think the four funded account platforms that we've seen that are the best. You can create an account with this one. And OFP, their OFP discount. I recommend either FTMO or OFP. And the two my two recommendations. FCMO or OFP is the cheapest that you can be with right now. They each of them have their rules. So it's very important to understand the rules. Because if you break the rules, you won't get paid. You'll be denied your payout. So if the most important thing is learn how to discipline and then follow their rules. That is how you're gonna get paid and you're literally gonna be happy at the end of the day. And what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? I want to there's an entry I was looking out for some like okay, let me share it. This is for Derry, right? I said something about the V25. So V25 has been buying us. It said these are our projections for the month. I'm saying this is how high it's going to get to 3,000. And we've gotten like a two arrow, thankfully already, which is very good profit and having a good replacement. So you may see it retrace uh, the bit there, right? Back to the entry. If it does that, we know that the entry is still valid. This same entry is still valid. But this is what we're going to do now. Don't use this other entry. Use this one now. Use 2640. If I post it, people who are not in this live will be confused. You can use 2640 to get it. Or maybe you revise it. Well, I'm just using the 1 hour chart. Maybe it will necessary to get better entry. Eventually get better use the chart. I don't want to follow what that is. Don't stress it. Spend a lot of time. So posted the charts for V25 on the platform. Finally, if you haven't set up your forum account yet, set it up this week. Set it up now. No, I set it up by tomorrow latest because we're going to be announcing the what's it called? We're going to be announcing the Aurum Founders Club only for people who've been able to set up and fund their accounts. There's going to be called an entry limit, and there's going to be like a lot of perks to people who are going to be in that club. So we have like a separate group for them where information I may not want to post publicly, they are going to be getting business information firsthand, and then some extra benefits that is worth of like $10,000 to $100,000 worth. It's going to be shared and made available for these people. So if you haven't, make sure you do so, right? And, have that benefit and bonus for yourself, so you'll be there, right? So much has been said today. I hope we learned so much today from the sessions and the amazing time we've had attending to people's questions and queries and stuff. And it's good to always spend such quality time. We took a lot of time. This is the first time, long time I took over an hour just for a session. I think when it comes to trading, that's always how it is. It's really good because we're trying to speak to people's soul and attend to people's program to make sure that they put time to this, right? We check on the House of Church Traders Network, we see the outline big winners for having live streams and trainings, and be a part of them whenever you can be watch, whenever you can watch, share, like invite others, get on board with what is going on, and take advantage position. If you created an account with Aurum and you haven't wanted to make sure you do so as well and start benefiting, maximize everything that is right now, and log in and make the most. Whenever you have questions, feel free to ask. Always ask this question. And next recording session on Tuesday, join in so you can also fill the form and have your questions and challenges, issues that you have. You're testing to lead, not just a trader, also as an investor, attendant to here by me for free and sort it out as well. It's more practical insight that will help you advance your journey for this month. Bye for now, everyone, and have an amazing, amazing weekend, amazing week ahead, and successful week ahead.
Okay. Okay.